In a surprising turn of events, the National Motorsports Appeals Panel has overturned Chase Briscoe's L2 level penalty. Now, Briscoe was penalised after the Daytona 500 when the spoiler base on the number 19 Toyota was found to be modified, and single source parts can't be modified under the rules. Now, in the 3-member panel that heard the appeal, they said the panel believes that the elongation of some of the holes on the number 19 Cup car spoiler base is caused by the process of attaching that specific spoiler base to the rear deck and not modification of the single source part. Therefore, Briscoe's penalty of being docked 100 driver points, 100 owner points, 10 playoff points, the $100,000 fine for Joe Gibbs Racing, and the 4-race suspension for crew chief James Small has been rescinded. With his points back, Briscoe has moved up to 15th in the standings. Now, on social media, Briscoe thanked NASCAR for giving them the option to show their evidence and thanked his team for spending countless hours putting together a case to present. Now, on a separate note, Austin Cindric was fined $50,000 and docked 50 driver points, which dropped him from 11th to 35th in the points. Now, during last Sunday's race at COTA, Cindric intentionally right rear hooked Ty Dillon on the front stretch. However, NASCAR decided to fine him and take away any points instead of issuing a 1-race suspension. On the latest episode of Hauler Talk, NASCAR competition officials said that Cindric wasn't suspended because this incident occurred on a road course with lower speeds and tighter confines. Plus, the incident didn't lead to a caution flag and Dillon was able to continue in the race. Also, Kyle Larson's number 5 team will lose Jackman Brandon Johnson and front tyre changer Blaine Anderson for the next 2 Cup Series races after Larson lost his right front wheel, the photo taken by James Gilbert from Getty Images. Matt's back with me. Matt, are you surprised that Briscoe won the appeal? And do you agree with NASCAR's reasoning for deciding not to suspend Austin Cindric?
Nothing surprises me anymore, Josh. I'll be totally honest with you. It's another Wednesday, and we are again talking about NASCAR bumbling around in the dark, trying to figure out their own rule book. Let's start with Briscoe. So they decided post-race, the car that went back to the R&D Tech Center in Charlotte and was checked with the finest of the fine-tooth combs, and they said, this is wrong. And we're going to throw him out of the result. Big fine, James Small on the bench, etc., as you just explained. Then 3 people in a room with drawings and photos have all stroked their chins and gone, you know what? I think they're probably wrong on this. Okay, fine. So what happens when it happens next time? Cindric. The good news, all of that, Briscoe, sorry, before we move on to Austin Cindric, the good news for Briscoe is doesn't ruin the beginning of his season. He's back in the point standings in where he should be. Everything's as was. Good news for the 19 team. Gibbs on the up. Great couple of weeks for them with Christopher Bell winning the last 2 weeks. That's the sour point for JGR over the last couple of weeks, really. And that's now swept under the carpet. Cindric. Silly. Very silly to be doing that kind of thing in the opening stage of a race while the World Championship of 34th place was happening between 6 drivers at the back of the field in the opening laps. But the wording has floored me. They did it. He didn't get suspended because it was happening on tight confines on a road course. They would have been going faster at that point on the front straight at COTA than they would be doing at the exit of the corner at Martinsville, at the exit of the corner at North Wilkesboro for the All-Star race. So if it happens there and someone gets thrown out, you can come back to this, what we've just had this afternoon, and go, hang on a minute. If you look at the NASCAR data, he was going faster than we were and he didn't get suspended. Add to this the debacle over track limits over the weekend. Don't even get me started on that. we might do in a little while when we get to hots and knots. Every single week, what we now 3 races down, so 3 post races plus the little bit off the back of the duels at Daytona with the Eric Jones and Austin Cindric confusion over the photo finish, the confusion over Parker Klingerman's Truck Series win at Daytona. Please get to the bottom of where your rulebook stops and get a handle on this, because it's every single week now we've had rules and drama of some description. It cannot go on.
It's getting very much ridiculous now. We've mentioned it so much in our not segment. Is the fact is that, do we end under yellow? Do we end under green? Are we racing back to the flag? Oh, but it's fine to leave it for the Xfinity race, but it's not fine to leave it for the Cup race because it was in a different angle. It's like, we're NASCAR sports. We don't need angles. Just explain to us yes or no.